Hello, guys. We bring people to Canada any possible way within legal framework, of course. One of the ways for people to land in Canada, to settle here, is to get married. Very interesting topic, especially spousal sponsorship, been on our radar for years and decades. We brought hundreds of families here. I invited our professional licensed specialist, Angela, who is also specialized in sponsorship applications, and she knows a thing or two about that. So I asked her about definite red flags and some situations that can lead to problems. So, what would you describe as unusual circumstances or anything that can lead to red flags?
Well, when describing sponsorship application, there are many red flags that might be there, but today we present the most obvious ones. Number one, what if you two are too different? Have you ever seen a couple where you look at them and think, oh my God, what are they doing together? What in the world are they doing together? What if the difference between age is too big? What if you're from different cultures? You do not have common language to speak. So all of those together can put your application on trap. Number two, you married too fast after meeting each other or at all. You did not meet at all each other before marriage. Imagine the situation, you see the website, meet your Slovenian wife tomorrow, come to Canada to meet your Canadian husband tomorrow. You meet someone on the internet and your love is so strong that you decide to get married. Will it work for your life? Maybe. Will it work for the sponsorship application? Probably not. So make sure that when filing the sponsorship application, you show a logic progress from the first day you met to the day of marriage. Well, marrying each other too soon may also lead to another red flag that you might not be knowing each other that well. If you're lucky, you might be invited for the interview where you two will be asked separately some questions. And trust me, those questions will not be easy to answer. So
Well,
they might.
Yeah, of course. Well, I can tell you personal stories about how uncomfortable questions can be about sex, about period of your life, and different situations when you have to know each other very well. Unless you live with each other, or let's say well prepared, you cannot answer those questions, and they ask separately. People ask separately. Remember, guys. You invited and your spouse invited one by one without any chance to collaborate or communicate with each other between those interviews. Well, that's great. I think
Make
people
sure
will.
make sure you know when is the birthday of your mother-in-law.
Oh, well, that's
always
obvious life
important.
advice, right? If you want to live happily ever after, you better know when your wife's mother birthday is. So, listen, this is great. This is great. I like it. What about situation when, let's say, close family doesn't know about your relationship? Is that a red flag? Is it a problem?
Yes, definitely. This may raise a concern. If you presenting too many photos of just two of you together in different backgrounds, kissing, hugging each other, and you think it will work, well, I can disappoint you that it might not. When filing the application, make sure that you provide evidence that your close circle knows well about your relationship. And to avoid this concern, please make sure you present a few letters of acknowledgement from your friends and family, as well as some pictures, and with as many people as possible.
And present them in chronological order and then describe them well, because sometimes people put pictures in a chaotic order and people don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And the office asks, who is this guy with you? And they don't know because they never ask their wife about their brother-in-law, whatever, cousin. Well, that's great. That's perfect explanation about those flags. But what about situation when, let's say, people not married and people not in common law because they cannot prove cohabitation? Is there any specific type of relationship they can fall into?
Yes, that is called conjugal partnership. Well, let me explain you. For the purpose of the sponsorship application, as Dr. Alex said, you have to be married or in common law relationship. In common law relationship, from the immigration point of view, meaning cohabitating with each other for the 12 continuous months in the past. But what if for some reason you're not able to meet any of those requirements? And if It's only going to work though for couples who are separated, and if the sponsor lives in Canada and the partner lives outside of Canada and is not able to join the sponsor in Canada due to some external circumstances. So that way, you still have to prove that your relationship is genuine, that there is commitment in your relationship, and with proper legal advice, it is possible to do so. It's for most difficult type of partnership, I'd say, but with I would say nothing is possible. Is impossible.
Absolutely. If you deal with professionals, definitely everything is possible. And I would like to emphasize what Angela just mentioned. It cannot be just a matter of convenience, because people say, oh, the ticket is too expensive. That's not going to work. Or I can take vacation from work. That's not going to work. So it has to be very serious situation type. And we deal with those and we know how it works. So to conclude, do you think those red flags that you mentioned, do they cause refusal right away?
Not really. The secret is to address those concerns way before the officer start asking you any questions. And with proper explanation of your unique situation and knowing what it is exactly the officer is looking when assessing the application, it will help you to alleviate those concerns and work your application go through successfully.
Great conclusion. If you want to live happily ever after, start with the right legal step to bring your spouse to Canada. Stay safe, guys.